welcome to another episode on Affairs of the Heart, where we deal with the issues of the heart. And yes, y'all, it's still your homeboy, The Wise, and with me is a lovely, beautiful.
I'm
What can I use to
blushing.
describe you again?
Beautiful is okay.
A beautiful guest today in the person of Pearl Omori. I hope I got it this time.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
I'm
All right.
delighted to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. All right, so and today we will be talking about toxic relationship. And at the same time, you as a partner, it's not everything that you want that your partner would want.
Okay, I have a question for you,
Okay.
D-Wise.
All right.
The question is, it's a very dicey one. And I got into a conversation with someone. The person was like, if you love someone, you will change for the person. And another saying said, if someone loves you, they will love you for who you are. Yeah, explain to me, D-Wise. I don't understand that. Now you're telling me you shouldn't be comfortable with this, if it's not comfortable with you. So if I love you, you would love me for who I am, and I would change for you. Is that not contradicting?
Well, the truth is.
No, tell me the lie.
Let me first start with the truth, then you can find the lie.
Okay.
The truth is, at one point in time, your partner doesn't totally change because he loves you.
Okay.
I feel that partners change because there is this kind of understanding, and they can be like, oh, okay, this is who I am on the norms. But based on my partner doesn't like the kind of person like me, I don't like someone that yells.
Okay. So you're saying is some things that are really wrong, some
Yes.
bad habits are wrong that need to be laid off.
Yes.
But don't put yourself in a confined box to.
No.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
because of one babe. Okay, babe is more.
Yeah,
is better.
it's better.
Because of one babe, you now tend to change some habits that your friends know you for. Like, I had a friend of mine back in the days.
Yeah.
My friends knew me as this kind of jovial friend, always jumping, always like, hey,
Yeah.
what's up, bro? How you doing? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anytime I'm with her, I tend to be like,
Why?
because she doesn't like it.
Okay, she doesn't like you too loud.
Exactly. And I'm a loud person, but I'm not a take loud.
That's a dicey one.
You see it? So over time, I discovered that the more I stay with her, the more I'm becoming this kind of quiet person, and people start
You're
asking
losing
me,
yourself,
yeah,
your value.
So I'm not comfortable. And that doesn't mean that at some point in time I did not like what she was doing to me, because at some point, no matter how loud you are, you need to be quiet.
Yeah, time to reflect.
Yes, to reflect. And so those times, when I was with her, I used to reflect and stuff. But come on, the reflection was getting too much.
You're not getting more quiet and you're losing your real
Exactly,
self.
Yeah, so I just had to just like, okay. And thank God for distance also.
So you're the type that use distance to perpetrate evil.
Well, I won't say that, but I'll only give thanks to God first and tell
We're still
distance,
talking
thank
about
you.
toxic relationship.
So, right now, we're going to tell you some signs that you are in a toxic relationship. Well, what sign? Okay, if I see certain signs or certain red flags, how will I know that, yes, I'm in a toxic relationship?
And first and foremost, you're not appreciated there. If you're
Take
not
note.
appreciated, you do things out of, it's not out of your own will. You're being compelled. Not like being physically compelled sometimes, but sometimes if you're physically compelled, being yelled at, you being compared to other people, this competition, you're not in the right place. And if people do not really, that environment, they don't value you. They don't see your value. They said if you give gold to a pig, it will still rub it in the mud.
Yes.
But if you give it to a goldsmith, it will do so many things with it.
So choose ye therefore who you will follow, a goldsmith or a pig. I would choose a goldsmith, definitely. Other signs can include lost relationship. Yeah, you said that few minutes ago when you were talking about when your partner tried to tell you that this, I don't like your kind of friends. And possibly this kind of friends bring out the best in you. To an extent, even more than your partner. But because of some kind of jealousy and
insecurity.
yes, they now tell you, this your friend, I don't like the way she dress.
Can I shock you? Do you know that most guys, you guys actually complain about our friends? Most girls are actually the reasons why their boyfriends say, I don't want to see you with Chiamaka. I don't want to see you with Adora. I don't want to see you with Joyce. It's because you take your friend's personal life, personal gist to your boyfriend. Ladies, it is wrong. Yes, there are ways you can get close to your man, you can gist. Yeah, but it's not like, Chiamaka went out to see this guy. She dated this guy. She has done this, she has done that. How would you want the guy to look at your friend? Definitely, there are some characters you're going to portray, and the guy might be like, I think this influence is coming from friend C or friend D, and want to cut off that relationship. Perhaps this person might be their past, or these persons have done this stuff in the past, but they are still very great friends to you, which you know. But now the fact that you want to find favor from this guy, I want to interact with him, I want to be the good girl, stuff like that. It also contributes.
So that is to say, ladies, please, this is not just the ladies, it also cuts across all genders.
Exactly.
Yeah, please, when you're discussing with your partner about any of your friends, please try as much as possible to
be discreet to type of information. Please be discreet.
Because whatever you tell your partner is what he's going to paint about that friend of yours.
That'll be his perception of that person. Because, like, if I tell my man, like, oh, DY is this, that. Even if he sees you tomorrow, we are humans.
Sorry, DY is what?
He's an awesome guy. and he sees you tomorrow, and he might be like, if I told you, okay, he's an awesome guy, the first thing is going to like, oh, yeah, this is the awesome guy. That's cool. But if I say, hey, he's not a nice friend, definitely he's not going to show it to your face, but he will have that reservation with him, like, oh, yeah, he's not really that much of a cool guy.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so now let's just run down through some of the signs.
Okay.
All right, so we said from the beginning, that if you're having lack of support, that means you're in a toxic relationship.
Exactly.
If you're having toxic communication, did we explain that toxic communication?
Yeah, you don't communicate the proper way. It's always either shouting or using foul languages and when I say communication, sometimes people don't really talk. Yes, when I say really have proper quality time to discuss, they don't. By the end of the month, I'll be going to Canada. Yes. I think end of the month. Yeah.
You're not being disrespectful.
You're not. You don't communicate properly. You don't show affection. You don't really communicate about things. Perhaps I might come back from the office or like, hey bro, I want to tell you something about what happened in my office. But instead, you're just feast your eyes on your computer game. Or you're chatting with the girls, or you're chatting with the guys, or you're just distant. People don't really communicate properly. It's only when there's an issue they're like, it's time for us to talk.
So a word of advice to y'all. Keep communicating with your partner.
Exactly.
No matter how many minutes, just that tiny, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, communicating.
And avoid toxic communications. Please.
Yes, using bad languages, like insulting or being rude.
You have to be sarcastic or savage. You understand? Sometimes you just have to talk from love, let love lead, So, moving on. So, I'm gonna say controlling behaviors, like when your partner keeps controlling you,
manipulative.
Thank you very much. So dishonesty, patterns of disrespect, doesn't respect you, doesn't respect your friends, doesn't respect people around you,
your family.
Come on, that's
true.
Just take note of this. And negative financial behavior. Now, this part, it's what some people don't really know. They don't
understand.
Take notes of it.
Okay.
Understand? Because when we're talking about negative financial behavior, it's like, how do I put this now so that everyone can understand this? If we have an agreement now, okay, and we said this is where we're going to be saving our money, we're going to save it in this particular bank.
Joint account.
Yeah, like a joint account or something. And I tend to now be, I tend to be the one over withdrawing without your consent. And whenever you just talk to me about it, and I'm like, so it's our money, stuff like that. You know, not everybody takes note of this tiny red flag.
Okay, so you what you're trying to say is there should be an express permission before anybody withdraws from the joint
From
account.
that, yes.
Okay, now what about if you're in a casual relationship, like girls, guy, girl, you're just friends, when finance is involved? You know, some friends tend to see that when I'm in need and I know you're a friend, you can help me, and you just tend to like, I can't help right now, my hands are tied, but I know your funds are okay. You know, some friends can be like that. So be like, okay, yeah, I know somebody that can actually borrow you this money with some interest.
But they themselves won't borrow you the
It's
money.
their money.
Well, sometimes, it's your money.
You don't understand. Like,
Okay,
okay,
let me
now
understand.
I come to meet you, like, can you actually lend me like 50K?
Okay.
And you say, no, I don't have, but I think I know somebody that can actually lend you 50K.
Whereas,
And it's your money. And you tell me, but the person said it's going to be like a 5% interest.
man, that is bad.
You know, but it's just not, you understand, as friends, you're supposed, like you said now, every friendship, every relationship you're in, you're supposed to help each other.
Yes.
Supposed to help each other grow. But there are some friends like that. It's not just anybody you're in a romantic relationship with. And two, I think I should add this.
Okay.
You're in a romantic relationship with somebody does not mean that financially the person is going to take over you.
Please.
Because when the girl works and the guy work, when both partners are financially capable, giving in a relationship becomes a case of benevolence, not love.
Thank you, Lord.
You understand? Yeah, oh, because he loves me, he has to buy me both. Oh, because he loves me, he has to do this. If he wants to. Some guys are generous. Yes, I love you. Yes, if you love a girl, you should be, no, tenderly, you should be
go out of
generous
your way
out of your way to do
yeah.
some stuff for her. As girls too. You know, some of we girls, we don't buy a guy gifts. So, you know, some girls, they buy gifts to know that definitely it's going to be a reimbursement. What I'm saying is, if both parties are financially okay, giving that relationship is not about love anymore. It's about benevolence.
So, another, still, we're still on the signs of toxic relationships.
Okay.
So we can easily quickly wrap up and stuff like that. Now, if you're in a relationship where it tends to be like what you're receiving is lesser than what you are giving.
Okay, what I'm receiving is lesser than what I'm
you
giving.
are giving.
Okay.
Now, that's a toxic relationship.
Now, you're talking about this in the case of marriage.
Not just marriage, it cuts across everywhere.
Okay, how?
Under the types of toxic partners we have the users. The users, these are people that they just tend to use you at free will, and when you come for their own help, they try as much as possible to make sure that the help they are giving to you, when they need your help, you give times 20. See, not everybody takes notes of this.
That's true. Yeah.
Not everybody takes notes of it. That's why at one point in time, you see some people feel, no offense, some people feel that girls are more or less like users, because they need something, they just like, call your boyfriend now, should be your boyfriend supposed they capable and stuff like that.
Excuse me, you.
I just said.
Oh, please. If you want to talk to me directly, but do not call my name.
Let me call anybody's name.
No, females are not users. Guys are also users too.
No,
Come
guys
on,
are
you
also
just
users, yes.
but don't attack a particular gender, please.
What I mean is this. You know, when you're in a relationship, we said it's a two-way thing. But when
it's a two-way thing.
Like it's a quarter.
More of a give
Yeah, more
than
of a give thing,
and somebody keeps taking and give little.
Exactly. So that's a red flag. That's a red flag. If you're in a relationship with a guy or with a girl, and all he does for you, like a friend of mine just told me yesterday, she was like, she just ended a toxic relationship. Why? What happened? Every time the guy will call her just for the sex.
She didn't know she was doing that kind of relationship before. Sister, please let me talk to you. You have to know, you have to define the boundaries.
Okay.
You have to define the principles of how the relationship is going to be like. Definitely, you can't be dating someone and, before you even start dating the person, if the person is always talking about your your physical features.
Wow.
Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. Oh, if I get my hands on this, if I lay my hands on that, this looks so nice and all. The languages or the kind of words he says, you should know that if this person is really into me or not. Let me tell you something. We ladies, at the first instance, we know our intuition tells what your intention already. We know when a guy wants to play with us. We know when this guy is serious. Yes. God has blessed us with that one.
So the lady, my friend now that.
And now she just, no, sister, that's no, that's it. There is no lady that, you see, a lot of ladies ignore it out of, I think I like this guy.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think I like the hairline. I think I like his biceps. I like his heart.
Well, I'll forget biceps. I'll get hairline.
As in,
So you have to take note of this little thing.
Please. No, it's just that a friend actually told me, like, my type of guy. Spec, hairline, check. Height, check. Skin, check. Pockets, of course, check. Wow. And I was like, hey, babe, you didn't talk about character and all. So it's always check. This is what he wants. So imagine I come up to the guy and not cry out. Justice for, I won't say anything.
Okay, and just so you know, before we go, if you are in a relationship and they are ignoring your needs.
What type of needs?
Almost all your needs. Like, let me take
all my needs or some of my needs.
Of your needs.
Some of my very vital needs.
Thank you.
Okay, because
example,
there are some needs that are always met, please.
For example, if you're meant to travel and for some reason he just told you, I'm sorry, can we cancel this travel because of one or two things came up? And then it's like, okay, so when do you think you will be free? And it's like, put anything there.
And that's when you guys are going together. But if, for example, I want to travel and my work permits me or needs me to travel, yes, I would definitely travel.
But what if something comes
But
up?
if it's a vacation, things always come up, so we can bring the Bahamas home. Yeah, baby.
I'm not going to.
You're not going to comment on that.
I'm not going to comment on that.
It is okay.
No comment. And then another thing is when you keep hoping for a change.
He will change. He keeps beating me. It's me that keeps infuriating him. He's really hot-tempered. It's just my mouth. I don't know how to talk. Keep giving an excuse, you will die there. That's just a simple thing. You will die there.
So please and please, if you notice any of all this, just know that it's a big red flag that hello, you're in a toxic relationship and you need to find an exit point.
And take a flight. Do not walk. Take a flight.
I was going to say you talk, but since talking cannot walk, you have to take a flight. And ladies and gentlemen, this is as much as we can take.